Hey guys, just wanted to bring you in for some non-episodic content. When I'd started playing originally, I had joined a public server. So this was a PvE server that I had joined, as you can see here. There's people on there talking. Pretty active server, had a lot of people on it. And I had built a hut, kind of like a fishing hut on the western shore. I played for probably about 5 days, and I just wanted to show you how far I kind of got in those 5 days. Now, 3 of them were like weekend days, and I had no work, so 3 of them were pretty much non-stop days. So I did get a lot accomplished, and I was able to do pretty much. So I got up to level 42 in those 5 days. This is an official server, so I don't think there's any XP modifiers. There's no taming modifiers. There's no resource gathering modifiers. This is all kind of hardcore, except not hardcore like when you die you lose your levels, but hardcore like no extra taming and extra resource gathering or any of that. So I got to get to some of the cool engrams, although I really haven't got past the 42, so I haven't got to the real good stuff yet, as you can see here. And I was kind of a hodgepodge of how I spent my points. I'm still experimenting on what I think is the best points to spend on low level versus, you know, your high levels and such. I put a little door here. So one of the first things I did is we were trying to protect this beach area. And so I was experimenting with a bunch of the walls, and I created a corral. And at the time, I couldn't figure out how to make fence posts work. I'd bought all these fence foundations, and I just couldn't figure out, there was no fence to put on it. I kept looking for an actual fence thing to build, but the idea of a fence foundation was you put a wall on it, and I didn't realize that. So what I did is I went and I did this horseshoe of foundations, made an outer wall, and basically made an inside corral, which is an easy way to kind of try to protect your pets and your dinosaurs as you get them. So just a square house like probably most people make. A lot of these things I didn't build at first, although I could later on. I got these from like resource drops and such, and probably most of this stuff now is obsolete. Probably don't need it as much. And I was trying for an open air type hut, but then I started getting worried that I'd get like a Sarco attack or something would come up from the water. So I ended up putting up the wall and the spikes in the water, trying to make it so I could not get hit by that. I did leave it open so I could go out and swim though. So that was kind of how it started, and then we expanded again to this piece here, which was so we could keep this was my first tame here, which was Pepe. And it was just it was a punch tame. I had to chase him all over the place. I had no berries on me. I had to constantly hunt for berries the whole night. I was freezing to death, running out of food, running out of water the whole time. It was a pretty funny tame. Next was Campbell. I got Campbell next because I had the Parasaur saddle. And I really did like the Parasaurs. I know a lot of people skip by them. They're not as fast as, say, Raptors and such, but I don't know. I just like them, so I use them quite a bit. And then we built the outer compound because we started getting bigger and more creatures, so we needed this outer compound. And this is when I did finally realize how to use the actual fence foundations and put walls on them. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I'm getting it. So next after those two, after Campbell and Pepe, was another Parasaur that has died, I believe. Maybe 2 Parasaurs that have died. And then we finally started getting the Raptors. So we got these Raptors next. The first one I got was Dizzy. Was this first Raptor I got, who's now just a level 42. I then immediately found out that since your pets can only go 50 levels higher than when you tame them, I went out and got Bad Mojo, who was a really high level raptor. And then Bruce I picked up just because I thought I wanted a pack of raptors to go hunting. Ticket to Ride over here is one of the other guys I play with, the streamer Adris. So this is his raptor that he had picked up. And we had those, and we built this bigger compound because then we also picked up Softy here. Now on a public server, I think this guy was a 2.5 hour tame, or maybe a 2 hour tame, and maybe Burton over there was the 2.5 hour or 4 hour tame. It took so long to tame on these official servers that it's crazy. But we picked up Softy and we picked up Burton, and that's when the pen really needed to get much bigger. After that, I went searching, and Adris decided to pick up a bunch of Dilos, so he liked Dilos, so he has a pack of Dilos here. I think one of these is mine. Lannister here is mine. I think the rest are his, but we use them as just pack hunting. I had a Pterodon, but apparently it's dead. When I signed in, I have not seen a Pterodon anywhere. So I'm guessing he's died. Once I got the Pterodon, I then got Talon here, which is probably one of my favorite pets right now, favorite dinosaurs, and in fact in the series I can't wait till we get back to that. And then the last guy I picked up here was Florida, my Sarco, to go ahead and protect. Oh, and we have Scales, the Scorpion here. So we've got quite a few. And this is about the time then I decided, you know what, I really want to play on a server that has a bunch of YouTube people. I want to play on a server where I'm playing with other people that are making content. This server's okay. This is a pretty good server. The community's pretty active, and there's some pretty nice guys that are in the areas around me. But I just wanted some YouTube people. What is that up there? So let's jump on this guy a second. This is that valley that I was talking about, and it looks like we've had other people come in since we've been here. So it looks like a guy decided to build his shack there. A guy decided to build a shack here, which really sucks because if they cut down these trees, they won't grow back near these foundations. But some of these people were already here, so, you know, that's okay. And like this guy here was here already. He has a really good kind of setup for his... He has a Sarco over here, I believe. Yeah, this Sarco here kills everything all the time. And then Joe the Trader over here, he set up a public area where people could go and they could use resources and stuff, or at least some of the higher level stuff if you didn't have that stuff unlocked. So he keeps all his stuff here, but then you can go in and you can use these public areas for crafting. There's crafting stations in there, cooking stations, fire pits, all that kind of stuff that you need that you might not want to spend points on. So that's pretty good. So this was the area that I'm at, and really, as far as where the series is, we're only a little bit more north. We're up over that ridge, really. And other than that, this is it. But you notice, look at the beaches here. So this is how I started playing the public server. These beaches were just, I mean, everything here is clear-cut empty, and you can see for miles. So it wasn't hard to avoid dinosaurs. One of the things I'm noticing on the new server, because there's not as many players and we don't have as many foundations just everywhere, all of this is, you know, grown. So it's hard to see what's in there. It makes it a little more dangerous, a little tougher, which I think is fun. So it's a good thing. Here's that valley that we use quite a bit, and that's the valley that I come down to hunt because I'm so used to knowing where everything is and how the trees are and how the rocks are and what I can do. So... But I thought I would just kind of show you. This was another little shack that we had built and then incorporated. This is where I started putting in the walls. But even with the walls like this and the spikes, it doesn't mean that things still don't get in, because it seems like stuff still gets in these pens. So this is certainly not a foolproof setup to keep things out of your pens. This one here seemed to be a better way to do the pens, using the foundations with an outside wall that's maybe too high. It seems like they're not stomping over those and killing my guys, but these walls here, stuff gets over it, and most of my guys are, a few of these guys are set on neutral to go ahead and attack things back, especially like Florida there. He's pretty much my guard dog. So this I just wanted to show you, just kind of see where I had started. You can see where the outer wall was, and we then tore that down and tried to make it a little wider. We had, for the longest time, we started out early because we wanted to try some different things. So cooking pots, compost bins. We have our forge and our smithy table, you know, mortar and pestle, cooking pots, and then we had a farm set up over here that we were doing the narco farm. It's still even growing, which is crazy. So these were all small plot farmings that I was doing for berry farming at the time. And a water system that I put in to try out how the water system worked. So that's pretty much what it looked like. This was about 5 days of just solid nonstop playing and resource gathering and hunting. I explored the island some. I went to some different areas. I went up to the mountains. So a pretty good start. So, but even though I had a pretty good start here, you know, I wanted to start my own series and start from scratch knowing what I know now and making it a little better. I still think this is I used to have these were all too high walls, but I tore them down using materials. This here was a really good corral. I think if I'd have made it just a little bit wider, right now it's a 1, I think that's probably a 2, 3, maybe a 4 wide. So maybe if I went 6 wide and then, you know, made it pretty long, this makes a nice kind of inside corral for building your animals. And I think that's a little bit better than just the spikes that I've done and such. And I could upgrade these to wood and stone pretty easy. So a couple of doors. Oh, I did put a stone door in. That was my first next big stone creation. So that's in there. So I had a lot of fun on this. And the guys that are on here for the most part on the server are pretty nice people. So it's not too bad of a server. All right, guys, that was just a quick little, I wanted to kind of show you where I'd started and how much I had figured out, basically up to the level 40 part, about 5 days of working and playing nonstop. But now I'm on the other server, on my own server, and I'm going to start working with other people, and we're going to learn a bunch more. We're going to get past level 40, and we're going to get up into the higher levels and do a lot more stuff. So can't wait. I'm excited. I'm still having a ton of fun with the game. If you got a machine that can run this game, I definitely recommend it. It is worth the money that I spent on it. I think I got it on sale even, which was even more of a steal. Oh, I did some painting, so you can paint your doors. Good way to paint handles and stuff so you can see them easier. All kinds of stuff. So I can't wait to get there. Oh, yeah, there's one more. I was going to show you the ladder here. I built the ladder so you could get up. So climb up the ladder and you could see everything. Could go fishing. Get a good clear view of what's going on. All right, guys. Thanks for joining this little short video, and we will see you in the series. Make sure you check it out. I know 3 of the episodes are up as of this video. Session 4 is almost complete, or episode 4 is almost complete. Working on episodes 5 and 6. And then we're hoping after that I should have some hopefully collab stuff with maybe some of the other YouTubers and streamers that are starting to join the server. It's slow going getting people over, but once we do get enough group and get a good group, we'll definitely have some fun with, you know, some group activities. So catch you in the next video. Hope you liked it. Leave a like, hit subscribe. See you next time.